Bandeham Shri Guru Shri Atha Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunath Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sabadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Paran Sahagana Lalita Shivishikam Vitamscha Om Jnana Timarandasya Gyanajana Shalakaya Chakshuram Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Gorva Bhistam Supuragam Gurganara Sisha Sambhushitam Chintya Chintya Samasta Veda Nipunam Shri Rupa Patanugam Govinda Vidam Ujvalam Varatanum Bhaktyan Vidam Sundaram Bande Vishwagurun Shah Divyat Bhagavat Premna Vibhija Pradam Devam Divyatanam Suchandavananam Balarka Chelanchitam Sandrananda Puram Sadeka Varanam Vairagya Vidyambudim Sri Siddhanta Nidim Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Baram Bandetam Shubharam Mareka Sharanam Nyashishvara Shridaram Vanshakopatarubyasya Kripa Sindhu Bhyevacha Patitanam Bhavenibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gaurachavishe Namah. So we're hearing from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Translation and commentary by Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. This is the Antya-lila chapter 6. Lord Chaitanya meets Raghunath das Goswami. So Mahaprabhu was very satisfied with Raghunath Das, who obviously came from a very wealthy family. His father, Govardhan Majumdar, and his uncle, Hiranya Majumdar, were very, very rich, and Raghunath Das had no attachment for family life, even though he had a beautiful wife and wealth, and he only wanted to be with Mahaprabhu. So then once he came with Mahaprabhu, he exhibited greater and greater degrees of renunciation. First, he was standing outside the Simhadvar gate and begging food from the priests, the pujaris and pandas who came from the Jagannath temple, and they would give him something to eat in the evening. And then he decided that wasn't correct, because one can't maintain, he felt he couldn't maintain a neutral attitude, because some people would give him and some people didn't, so he was looking for those people who would give him, and he thought this was not a good mentality. So then he went to the booths, there's charity booths, which distribute prasadam, and he was doing that instead. So Mahaprabhu was very satisfied with that. And then when he'd gone to Mahaprabhu the following year, his father sent a Brahmin cook and various servants to serve Raghunath, but he wouldn't accept their service. But he did invite Mahaprabhu to lunch twice a month, and he used some money provided by the Brahmin and by the persons who had the money given by his father, and he invited Mahaprabhu twice a month for 2 years. But then he decided that wasn't good, because he was thinking that Mahaprabhu didn't like taking food that was provided from a materialist. So Raghunath stopped doing that. Now it says, then Mahaprabhu was satisfied. Mahaprabhu said, I'll start with verse number 286, Chatre Jai Jatalabda Udarabaran Anyakata Nahi Shuke Krishna Sankirtan. If one goes to the booth where free food is distributed and fills his belly with whatever he obtains, there is no chance of further unwanted talk, and one can very peacefully chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Eta bole tare puna prasada korila govardhanara shila gunjamala tare dila. After saying that, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again bestowed his mercy upon Raghunath Das by giving by giving him a stone from Govardhan Hill, Govardhan Shila, and a gunja mala. Gunja mala is mala that they look like dried beans, and they're on a mala. They're red and white in color, and they're worshipped as being the Govardhan is Krishna, and the gunja mala is Srimati Radharani. So they're used in deity worship. Shankarananda Saraswate Brindavana Hoite Aila Tehose Shila Gunja Mala Loyagela. Previously, when Shankarananda Saraswati had returned from Vrindavan, he brought the stone from Govardhan Hill and also the Gunja Mala. Parshve Ganta Gunjamala, Govardhana Shila, Duibastu Mahaprabhu Age Anidila. He presented Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with these two items, the Gunjamala and the stone from Govardhan Hill. Dui Apurva Vastupaya Prabhu Tushtahoila, Smaranera Kale Gale Pare Gunjamala. Upon receiving these two uncommon items, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was extremely happy. While chanting, he would put the garland around his neck. Govardhan Shila Prabhu Ridoye Netre Gare Kabuna Shaya Granaloy Kabu Shire Kore. The Lord would put the Govardhan Shila to his heart, or sometimes to his eyes. Sometimes he would smell it with his nose, and sometimes place it on his head. Netra Jali Se Shila Bija Nirantar Shilare Kohena Prabhu Krishna Kolevar. The stone from Govardhan was always moist with tears from his eyes. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would say, "This stone is directly the body of Lord Krishna." Emata tin vatsara Shila Mala Darila Tushtahoya Shila Mala Raghunath das. For 3 years he kept the stone and garland. Then, greatly satisfied by the behavior of Raghunath das, the Lord delivered both of them to him. So for 3 years Mahaprabhu kept the Govardhan Shila and the Gunja Mala. Then, greatly satisfied by the behavior of Raghunath das, the Lord delivered both of them to him. Prabhu Kohe Shila Krishnera Vigraha Ihara Seva Koratumi Koriya Agraha. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed Raghunath das, this Govardhan Shila is the transcendental form of Lord Krishna. Worship the stone with great eagerness. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur writes in his Anubhashya that in the opinion of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Govardhan Shila, the stone from Govardhan Hill, was directly the form of Krishna, the son of Maharaj Nanda. The Lord used the stone for 3 years, and then in the heart of Raghunath das, the Lord awakened devotional service to the Govardhan Shila. The Lord then gave the stone to Raghunath das, accepting him as one of his most confidential servants. However, some envious people conclude that because Raghunath das had not taken birth in the family of a Brahmin, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not give him the right to worship the deity directly, but instead gave him a stone from Govardhan. This kind of thought is nadarki, or hellish. As stated in the Padma Purana, Acharya Vishnu Shiladir, Gurushu Naramatir Vaishnave Jati Buddhi, Yashava Naraki Saha. If one thinks that the worshipable Shalagram Shila is a mere stone, that the spiritual master is an ordinary human being, or that a pure Vaishnava preaching the bhakti cult all over the world is a member of a particular caste or material division of society, he is considered a nadarki, a candidate for hellish life. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed that the Govardhan Shila, the stone taken from Govardhan, is non-different from the body of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he indirectly advised such foolish persons that one should not be envious of a Vaishnava who belongs to a different caste or sect. One should accept a Vaishnava as transcendental. In this way, one can be saved. Otherwise, one is surely awaiting a hellish life. So, So Raghunath Das was from a mercantile family. He wasn't from a Brahmin family, but he was one of the most advanced followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami concludes every chapter praying to Rupa Goswami and Raghunath das Goswami for their mercy.
What's the difference between a Shalagram Shila and a Govardhan Shila?
A Govardhan Shila is from Govardhan Hill, and it's for the worship of the Lord. And a Shalagram Shila is for Brahmins. It's a deity of a Vishnu form. So we don't generally worship Shalagram Shilas, but we do worship Govardhan Shila. E Shilara Koratumi Satvika Pujan Achirat Pabe Tumi Krishna Premadan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued, worship the stone in the mode of goodness like a perfect Brahmin. For by such worship you will surely attain ecstatic love of Krishna without delay. Ek kunja jalara tulasi manjari satpikas seva e shuddha babe kori. For such worship one needs a jug of water and a few flowers from a tulsi tree. This is worship in complete goodness when performed in complete purity. Dui dike dui patra madhye komala manjari emata ashta manjari dibe shradakori. With faith and love, you should offer 8 soft tulsi manjaris, tulsi flowers, each with 2 tulsi leaves, 1 on each side of each flower. Sri Haste Shila Diya, E Agyadila, Anande Raghunatha Seva Korite Lagila. After thus advising him how to worship, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally offered Raghunath Das the Govardhan Shila with his transcendental hand. As advised by the Lord, Raghunath Das worshipped the Shila in great jubilation, with great happiness. Ek bitasti dui bastra pinda ek kani Swarup dilena kunja anibare pani. Swarup Damodar gave Raghunath Das 2 cloths, each about 6 inches long, a wooden platform, and a jug in which to keep water. Emata Raghunatha Korana Pujan, Pujakole Deki Shilai Brajendra Nandan. Thus Raghunath Das began worshipping the stone from Govardhan, and as he worshipped, he saw the Supreme Lord Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj, directly in the stone. Prabhura Svahasta Datta Govardhan Shila, E Chinti Raghunath Preme Bashigela. Thinking of how he had received the Govardhan Shila directly from the hands of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Raghunath Das was always overflooded with ecstatic love. Jala tulasir sevaya tara jata sukodai shoda sopachara pujai tata sukanoi. The amount of transcendental happiness that Raghunath Das enjoyed simply by offering water and tulsi is impossible to achieve, even if one worships the deity with 16 kinds of paraphernalia. E mata kata dina korana pujan tabe swarup gosai tare kohila bachan. After Raghunath Das had thus worshipped the Govardhan Shila for some time, Swarup Damodar one day spoke to him as follows. Ashta Kodira Kaja Sandesh Kora Samarpan Shradakori Dile Se Amriterasam. Offer the Govardhan Shila 8 kodis worth of the first class sweetmeats known as Kaja and Sandesh. If you offer them with faith and love, they will be just like nectar. So he told him, you offer to the Govardhan Shila Kaja and Sandesh. Tabi ashta kodira kaja kore samarpan swarup agyaya govinda taha kore samadan. Raghunath Das then began offering the costly sweetmeats known as kaja, which Govinda, following the order of Swarup Damodar, would supply. Raghunath says Shilamala Jabe Paila Gosaira Abhipraya E Bhavana Korila. When Raghunath Das received from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu the stone and the garland of Gunjamala. He could understand the Lord's intention. Thus he thought as follows: Shila Diya Gosai Samarpila Govardhane Gunjamala Diya Dila Radhika Charane. By offering me the Govardhan Shila, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has offered me a place near Govardhan Hill. And by offering me the garland of Gunja, he has offered me shelter at the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. Anande Raghunath Rabhaya Vishmaran Ke Kayamane Sevilena Goranga Charan. Raghunath Das's transcendental bliss was boundless. Forgetting everything external, he served the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with his body and mind. Ananta Guna Raghunather Jai Koribe Leka Raghunather Niyamas Jaina Pashanera Reka. Who could list the unlimited transcendental attributes of Raghunath Das? His strict regulative principles were exactly like lines on a stone. The words Pashanera Reka are very significant. Raghunath das Goswami followed the regulative principles so strictly and rigidly that they were compared to the lines on a stone. As such lines cannot be erased at any time, so the principles observed by Sri Raghunath das Goswami could not be changed under any circumstances. Sade Shata Prahar Jai Kirtana Smarane Ahara Nidra Charidanda Sehan Nahi Kondine. Raghunath Das spent more than 22 hours out of every 24 chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and remembering the lotus feet of the Lord. He ate and slept for less than an hour and a half, and on some days that also was impossible. Vairagyara Katatara Adbhuta Katan Ajanmana Dila Jivai Rasera Sparshan. Topics concern his renunciation are wonderful. Throughout his life, he never allowed his tongue sense gratification. Chindakane Kana Vina Napare Vasan Sabadane Prabhur Koila Agyara Palan. He never touched anything to wear except a small torn cloth and a patchwork wrapper. Thus he, like a quilt. Thus he very rigidly executed the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The principle of very rigidly carrying out the order of the spiritual master must be observed. The spiritual master gives different orders to different people. For example, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ordered Jiva Goswami, Rupa Goswami, and Sanatana Goswami to preach. And he ordered Raghunath das Goswami to strictly follow the rules and regulations of the renounced order. All such Goswamis strictly follow the instructions of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is the principle for progress in devotional service. After receiving an order from the spiritual master, one must strictly try to execute the order. That is the way of success. Pranaraka lagi jeva korana bakan tahakana apanake kohe nirveda vachan. Whatever he ate was only to keep his body and soul together. And when he ate, he would reproach himself thus: Atmanam ched vijaniyat param jnana dutashaya kim ichan kashyava hetur deham pushnati lambata. If one's heart has been cleansed by perfect knowledge and one has understood Krishna, the Supreme Brahman, he then gains everything. Why should such a person act like a debauchee by trying to maintain his material body very carefully? This verse was spoken by Narada to Yudhishthira Maharaj regarding a householder's liberation from material bondage. On the spiritual platform, one does not necessarily care for the body. Srila Narottam Das Thakur said, Deho smriti nahi jar, samsara bandhana kahantar. One who is spiritually situated does not think that he is the body. Therefore, he can transcendently execute severe austerities in the renounced order of life. The best example of such renunciation is Raghunath das Goswami. prasadana pasadira jatana vikai duitin dina hoile bata sadijai. Lord Jagannath's prasadam is sold by shopkeepers, and that which is not sold decomposes after 2 to 3 days. Simadware gabiage se batadare saragande tailangi gai kaitina pare. All the decomposed food is thrown before the cows from Tailanga at the Simadwara gate. Because of its rotten odor, even the cows cannot eat it. Say Bata Raghunath Ratri Garyani Bata Pakaliya Fele Gare Diya Bahupani. At night, Raghunath Das would collect that decomposed rice, bring it home and wash it with ample water. So this is the rice that was thrown before the cows that had decomposed so much and had bad odor that the cows wouldn't even eat it. And Raghunath Das would collect that decomposed rice, bring it home, and wash it with ample water. Bitarer dridaje maji batapai lavana diya Raghunatha se anakai. Then he ate the hard inner portion of the rice with salt. Ek din sarup taha korite dekila hasya tahara kichu magiya kaila. One day Swarup Damodar saw the activities of Raghunath Das. Thus he smiled and asked for a small portion of that food and ate it. Swarup kohe aichi amrita kao niti niti amasabai nahi deho kito mara prakriti. Swarup Damodar said, "You eat such nectar every day, but you never offer it to us." You eat such nectar every day, but you never offer it to us. What is your character? Govindera muke Prabhu se varta shunila aradina se Prabhu kohite lagila. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard news of this from the mouth of Govinda, he went there the next day and spoke as follows. Kahabastu kao sabe morena dehokene etabole egras korila bakane. What nice things are you eating? Why don't you give anything to me? Saying this, he forcibly took a morsel and began to eat. Ara grasa loite sarup hatete darila tavajogya nahi bole kare nila. When Mahaprabhu was taking another morsel of food, Swarup Damodar caught him by the hand and said, "It is not fit for you." Thus he forcibly took the food away. Prabhu bole niti niti nana prasad kai, aiche swada arakon prasadena pai. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "Of course, every day I eat varieties of prasadam, but I have never tasted such nice prasadam as that which Raghunath Das is eating." Emata Mahaprabhu Antya-lila kore Raghunathara vairagya deki santosha andare. Thus Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed many pastimes at Jagannath Puri. Seeing the severe penances performed by Raghunath Das in the renounced order, the Lord was greatly satisfied. Apana udara e Raghunath das korangastava kalpavrike korijachen prakash. In his poem known as the Gaurangastava Kalpavriksha, Raghunath Das has described his personal deliverance. Mahasampad davad api patitam udritya kripaya sarupeya sviye kujanam api mam nyasya mudita urogunja haram priyam apicha govardhana shilam dadome gorango ridaya udayan mam madayati. Although I am a fallen soul, the lowest of men, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu delivered me from the blazing forest fire of great material opulence by his mercy. He handed me over in great pleasure to Swarup Damodar, his personal associate. The Lord also gave me the garland of Gunjamala that he wore on his chest and a stone from Govardhan Hill, although they were very dear to him. The same Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu awakens within my heart and makes me mad after him. This verse is from Sri Gauranga Stalva Kalpavrika, written by Raghunath das Goswami. Eta kohilun Raghunatera milan, ihaje shunipai Chaitanya charan. Thus I have described the meeting of Raghunath Das with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Anyone who hears about this incident attains the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Rupa Raghunath Parijar As Chaitanya Charitamrita Kohe Krishnadas. Praying at the lotus feet of Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunath, always desiring their mercy, I, Krishnadas, narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita following in their footsteps. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports to Sri Chaitanya Chari... Excuse me. Praying at the lotus feet of Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunath, always desiring their mercy, I, Krishnadas, narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita following in their footsteps. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya-lila, 6th chapter, describing Lord Chaitanya's meeting with Raghunath das Goswami. And today also is the disappearance day of Sri Madhavendra Puri. So I wanted to speak something about Madhavendra Puri because there's a chapter in the, chapter 4 of the Antya-lila, which is the glories of Sri Madhavendra Puri, and how describes how the Lord appeared various times to Madhavendra Puri in dreams that previously the deity of Gopal, which is now in which was put on Govardhan Hill, that was worshipped by, I believe it's Krishna's grandson, like that, and he was being worshipped, and then the deity, perhaps due to the invasions of the Muslims, the deity had been lost. In any event, Madhavendra Puri came to Govardhan, and he was staying near the Govinda Kund, and if somebody brought him food, he would eat, otherwise he would fast. So he was staying there, and one cowherd boy from nearby came and brought Madhavendra Puri some milk, which he drank, and the cowherd boy said he would return for the milk pot, but the cowherd boy never came back. And then Madhavendra Puri considered, and he understood that the cowherd boy was actually Krishna who had come, because the cowherd boy said, in my village nobody fasts. So if the ladies who come near here, they saw that you were here, so they told about that, and I brought you this. And then in that night, when that boy didn't come back, Madhavendra Puri thought that this was Krishna, and he was crying in separation, and then he fell asleep, and that boy appeared to him in his dream and said, Madhavendra Puri, for so long I'm waiting for you. Now please come and rescue me. And then Madhavendra Puri in the morning told the village people, and they came with like machetes and other implements, and they cut through the jungle, and then it was revealed to Madhavendra Puri there was a bush in which the deity was hidden, and then he found that deity, and the townspeople carried the deity of Gopal and placed him on Govardhan Hill, and they made an altar out of stones, And then the Anukut ceremony began, where all this, the deity was bathed with 108 pots of water and so many different substances and yogurt and milk and like that. And then also deity was rubbed with fragrant oil. And then they had the Anukut ceremony where the deity was fed opulently, and the different towns heard of the news, and they all took turns offering Anukut, the feast for Gopal, and then somebody from Mathura, a rich person, helped build. They built an altar and a temple, and many cows were given to the deity, and this way the worship was going on. But then the deity appeared to Madhavendra Puri again and told him that actually for so long I was in that bush and I was burning day and night with intense heat. And certainly in Govardhan area, the heat can be very intense. So the deity told to Madhavendra Puri, "You please bring me some Malayan sandalwood, which would be available in Jagannath Puri." So Madhavendra Puri then traveled to Jagannath Puri, and on his way passed through Orissa state, and he went through Ramuna. And in Ramuna, there's a deity of Gopinath that's now called Kir Chor Gopinath, the deity who stole Kir. Kir is like condensed milk. So that deity was very famous because they would offer pots of Kir, cooked down milk, sweetened milk, to the deity. And that Kir was very famous, and Madhavendra Puri was in the temple and he saw, and he was thinking, if I could taste that Kir, then I could know how to make this preparation for Gopal. But then he felt ashamed thinking that, and he went out, he left the temple and he went into a marketplace, and he was just sitting there chanting. And then the pujari of Gopinath that night had a dream, and the deity of Gopinath appeared to the pujari and told him that I have hidden one pot of Kir behind my dress, behind my clothes, and you please take that Kir to Madhavendra Puri, who's in the marketplace. So then the pujari took bath and went onto the altar and found the hidden pot of Kir, and he took it to Madhavendra Puri. He went into, now it was night, the marketplace was empty, and he shouted out, "Who is Madhavendra Puri? Please come, because Gopinath has stolen a pot of Kir for you." So then he gave that Kir to Madhavendra Puri, and then Madhavendra Puri was worried that now people would hear about this and he would become famous. So he took the Kir and he ate the Kir and he left, and he went to Jagannath Puri. But as it says, the fame of a devotee runs faster than the devotee can run. So although Madhavendra Puri didn't want any fame, when he got to Jagannath Puri, everyone knew about this. But that helped him because they saw that he was now such a well-known devotee, that the deity had stolen Kir for him, that they gave him all the sandalwood that he required, and camphor. That was at that time very much controlled by the government. But they gave him the sandalwood, they gave him the camphor, they gave him papers that would permit him to carry that sandalwood because it was a controlled item. And then he was given some servants to carry the sandalwood. So then he left again, travel back to Vrindavan to carry the sandalwood and the camphor, etc., to Gopal. But during those times, in all the places, the traveling and everything was all controlled by the Muslim invaders who came there. So it was very dangerous. But when Madhavendra Puri got to the temple of Ramuna again, where the Kir had originally been stoned for him, then the Pujari, now he was famous, the Pujari came out and welcomed him and everything like that. And then that night, Madhavendra Puri had another dream, and the deity of Gopal said, it's not necessary for you to take the sandalwood all the way to Vrindavan, which would have been very risky for Madhavendra Puri because Muslims and everything who would have stopped him. But then the deity told him, my body and the body of Gopinath, body of Gopal and the body of Gopinath, they're the same. So if you arrange a big festival during this hot time, then you can arrange to smear the sandalwood on the body of Gopinath, and that will cool down my body, and I will be very satisfied. So Gopal told him that, and Madhavendra Puri told the pujaris and everyone there, and they were very happy to arrange this big festival. We're putting the sandalwood on the body of Gopinath. So then I wanted to read here from the glories of Madhavendra Puri in the 4th chapter of Antya-lila, about, there's a conclusion, because the conclusion of the chapter is very nice, and it explains something very important. Malecha desh durapata jagatiya par kemate chandana niba nahi e bichar. This is text 184 of the 4th chapter of Antya-lila. Madhavendra Puri was not at all anxious during the long journey to Vrindavan through the provinces governed by the Muslims and filled with unlimited numbers of watchmen. Sange ek batanahi gatedandite tatapi utsaha bora chandana loya jaite. Although Madhavendra Puri did not have a farthing with him, had no money, he was not afraid to pass by the toll officers. His only enjoyment was in carrying the load of sandalwood to Vrindavan for Gopal. Pragara primera e swabhavachar nijaduka vignadira nakore bichar. This is the natural result of intense love of God. The devotee does not consider personal inconveniences or impediments. In all circumstances, he wants to serve the Lord. Etara gara prema loke dekaite Gopal tari agya dila chandana anite. Sri Gopal wanted to show how intensely Madhavendra Puri loved Krishna. Therefore, he asked him to go to Nilachala to fetch sandalwood and camphor. Nilachala's Jagannath Puri. Bahu parishrami chandan remuna anila ananda barila mane dukanaganila. With great trouble and after much labor, Madhavendra Puri brought the load of sandalwood to Ramuna. However, he was still very pleased. He discounted all the difficulties. Parika korite gopal koila agyadana parika koriya seishe hoila dayavan. To test the intense love of Madhavendra Puri, Gopal, the Lord himself, ordered him to bring sandalwood from Nilachala. And when Madhavendra Puri passed this examination, the Lord became very merciful to him. E bhakti bhakta priya Krishna vyavahar bhujiteo amasavar nahi adhikar. So the word examination is being used, but it actually means something to show the beauty of Madhavendra Puri's love. E bhakti bhakta priya Krishna vyavahar bhujiteo amasavar nahi adhikar. Such behavior exhibited in loving service between the devotee and the devotee's lovable object, Sri Krishna, is transcendental. It is not possible for a common man to understand. Common men do not even have the capacity. Eta bole pare Prabhu Tarakrita Shlok Jai Shloka Chandre Jagat Koryache Alok. Continuous rubbing increases the aroma of Malaya sandalwood. Similarly, consideration of this verse increases one's understanding of its importance. So, wait a minute here. After saying this, Lord, here. Eta bole pare Prabhu Tarakrita Shlok Jai Shloka Chandre Jagat Koryache Alok. After saying this, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu read the famous verse of Madhavendra Puri. That verse is just like the moon. It has spread illumination all over the world. Gashite, Gashite, Jaiche, Malaya Jasar, Gandhabare, Taiche, A, Shloka Rabichar. Continuous rubbing increases the aroma of Malaya sandalwood. Similarly, consideration of this verse increases one's understanding of its importance. So to make the smell of sandalwood come out from the sandalwood pulp, it's rubbed continuously on a stone, and it becomes pulp. And the more you rub it, the more fragrance comes out of the sandalwood. So it is said also that this verse, which Madhavendra Puri was saying, especially at the end of his life, is like that. The example of the sandalwood illustrates the beauty of the verse, because by saying the verse over and over again, Madhavendra Puri could draw out this beauty, the beauty of this verse, and show his love for Krishna. Continuous rubbing increases the aroma of Malaya sandalwood. Similarly, consideration of this verse increases one's understanding of its importance. Ratnagana madhye jaiche kostuba mani rasakavya madhye taiche eshloka gani. As the kostuba mani is considered the most precious of valuable stones, this verse is similarly considered the best of poems dealing with the mellows of devotional service. So it's what it says is rasa kavya, poetry which deals with rasa, with the taste of devotional service. Rasa, like the different rasas that a devotee will have, and the highest is Madhurya rasa. So this verse is considered the supreme verse showing Madhurya rasa, the love which Radharani has for Krishna. As the Kostuba Mani is considered the most precious of valuable stones, this verse is similarly considered the best of poems dealing with the mellows of devotional service, Rasa Kavya. Eshloka Kohiyachin Radha Takorani Tara Kripaya Suriyache Madhavendravani. Actually, this verse was spoken by Srimati Radharani herself. And by her mercy only was it manifest in the words of Madhavendra Puri. Kiba Gorachandra Iha Kore Ashwadan Iha Ashwarite Aranahi Chotajan. Only Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has tasted the poetry of this verse. No fourth person is capable of understanding it. This indicates that only Srimati Radharani, Madhavendra Puri, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are capable of understanding the purport of this verse. Just Radharani, Mahaprabhu, and Madhavendra Puri can taste this verse fully. Seshakaliye shloka patite patite siddhi prapte hoila purir shlokara sahite. And Srila Govindamars very cleverly adds, and these three persons, Radharani, Mahaprabhu, and Madhavendra Puri, but also Krishnadas Kaviraj is describing everything. Seshakaliye shloka patite patite siddhi prapte hoila purir shlokara sahite. Madhavendra Puri recited this verse again and again at the end of his material existence. Thus, uttering this verse, he attained the ultimate goal of life. And here's the verse. Aidina dayadranata he maturanata karavalokyase Hridayam tvada loka kataram daita brahmyati kim karomi aham. O my Lord, O most merciful Master, O Master of Mathura, when shall I see you again? Because of my not seeing you, my agitated heart has become unsteady. O most beloved one, what shall I do now? Shloka parite Prabhu hoila murchite premite vishvasa hana parila bhumite. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recited this verse, he immediately fell to the ground unconscious. He was overwhelmed and had no control over himself. Aste bhyaste kole kori nila nityananda krandana kori yatabe ute gorachandra. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu fell to the ground in ecstatic love, Lord Nityananda quickly took him on his lap, crying. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then got up again. Premonmara hoila uti iti uti dai hunkara koraye hase kande nache gai. Exhibiting ecstatic motions, the Lord began to run here and there, making resounding sounds. Roaring, he's roaring. Sometimes he laughed, and sometimes he cried, and sometimes he danced, and sometimes he sang. Aidina, Aidina, Bole Bar Bar, Kantena, Nisare Bani, Netri Ashridar. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could not recite the whole verse. He simply said, Aidina, Aidina, repeatedly. Thus he could not speak, and profuse tears were in his eyes. Kampas Veda Pulakashru Stamba Vaivarnya Nirveda Vishada Jadya Garva Harshadoinya. Trembling, perspiration, jubilant tears, shock, fading of the bodily luster, disappointment, moroseness, loss of memory, pride, joy, and humility were all visible in Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's body. So these are ecstatic symptoms. Shloke udgadila primara kapata gopina sevak deke prabhur premanata. This verse uncovered the door of ecstatic love, and when it was exhibited, all the servants of Gopinath saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu dance in ecstasy. Lokara Sanganta Deki Prabhur Baya Hoila Takorer Bogasari Arati Bajila. When many people crowded around Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he regained his external senses. In the meantime, the offering to the deity had been finished, and there was a resounding arti performance. Takore Shayana Koraya Pujari Hoila Bahir Prabhurage Anidila Prashara Barakir. When the deities were laid down to rest, the priest came out of the temple and offered all 12 pots of kheer to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Kirdeki Mahaprabhu Ananda Marila Bhaktagane Kau Jaite Panchakira Loila. When all the pots of kheer remnants left by Gopinath were placed before Mahaprabhu, he became very pleased. In order to feed the devotees, he accepted 5 of them. Shatakir Pujarike Bahudiya Dila Panchakir Panchajane Bandiya Koila. The 7 remaining pots were pushed forward and delivered to the pujari, to the priest. Then the 5 pots of kheer the Lord had accepted were distributed among the 5 devotees, and they ate the prasad. Gopinath Rupe, Jadi Koryachin Bojan, Bhakti Dekai Te Koila Prasada Bakan, being identical with the Gopinath deity, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had already tasted and eaten the pots of kheer. Yet just to manifest devotional service, he again ate the pots of kheer as a devotee. Nama Sankirtane Se Ratri Gonaila, Mangalarti Deki, Prabhate Chalila. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu passed that night at the temple, engaged in congregational chanting. In the morning, after saying the Mangalarti, he departed. Gopal, Gopinath Puri, Gosairaguna, Bhakta Sanghe, Sri Mukhe, Prasada Koilashvadan. In this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally tasted with his own mouth the transcendental qualities of Gopalji, Gopinath, and Sri Madhavendra Puri. Eta Akyane Kohila Dohara Mahima, Prabhura Bhakta Vatsalya Arabhakta Prema Sima. Thus I have described both the transcendental glories of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's affection for his devotees and the highest limit of ecstatic love of God. Shraddha Jukta Hoya Iha Shuni Jai Jan, Sri Krishna Charane Se Pai Premadan. One who hears this narration with faith and devotion attains the treasure of love of God at the lotus feet of Krishna. Sri Rupa Raghunath Parijaras Chaitanya Charitamrita Kohe Krishnadas. Praying at the lotus feet of Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunath, always desiring their mercy, I Krishnadas narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita following their footsteps. Thus in the Bhaktivedanta purports the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya-lila 4th chapter, describing Sri Madhavendra Puri's devotional service. So today is that very important day. This day is the second day of the parikramas. So the second day of the parikramas is in Koladvip, and it's the shortest of the 4 days of parikramas. On this day, the devotees go first to the temple of Vrita Shiv, then they go to Paramatala, where is Prodamaya, the deity of Maya is there. These deities were worshipped during Mahaprabhu's time. And then they go to, the devotees go to Vishnu Priya Bari, whereas the deity of Vishnu Priya, one of the 3 deities especially that's worshipped during Mahaprabhu's time, those deities are the deities of the deity of Gaur Gadadhar, which is worshipped in Champahadi, the deity of Dvijavaninath. Then there's the deity of Vishnu Priya, which is in Vishnu Priya Bari in Navadip. And then there's the deities of Nitai Gaur, which is worshipped by Gauridas Pandit and Kauna. Those deities were worshipped during Mahaprabhu's time. So the devotees will go to Vishnu Priya Bari. They've been to Vrita Shiv Mandir, to Paramatala, to the Prodamaya temple, which is underneath a big banyan tree. That's why it's called Paramatala, because of that banyan tree. Then Vishnu Priya Bari, and then to Jagannath das Babaji's Samadhi Mandir. And those are the 4 places of today's parikrama, which is of Koladvip. It's a short. Yesterday's parikrama was very long, and today's is short, and Govinda Maharaj would always speak after the devotees had returned, he would speak about Madhavendra Puri. So that's for tonight, and tomorrow then will be the 3rd day, and then the day before Gaur Purnima, the 4th and last day of the parikrama. So those we'll describe. Anyway, Shri Madhavendra Puri ki jai. Madhavendra Puri chira-dadhi-mahotsava ki jai. All the assembled devotees ki jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. So now we'll sing Hari Harai. Do you want to play mridanga? Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Jaravaya Nama Jaravaya Maravaya Keshavaya Nama Gopa Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan Giridhari Gopinatha Maranaman Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra Jaradhara Shiva Sari Gora Bhakta Vrinda Jai Rupa Sanata Bhatta Raghunath Sri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath Jai Gosai Kori Charana Bandhan Jai Te Vijnana Shamista Puran Jai Gosai Charmui Taradas Dasabar Pada Renu Mora Panchagram Tare Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanibas Janame Janame More Abhilas Jai Gosai Jabe Baje Kolabas Radha Krishna Nitya-lila Korila Prakash Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Bindavan Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Majai Aman Shri Guru Vaishnava Padma Koriyan Hare Nam Sankirtana Kohe Naratammudas Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gora Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo. Haribo. Nitagara Haribo, 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 Haribo. Jai Saparikara Shishi Guru Guranga Gandharvika Giridhariju ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravajaka Charyasta Tarasada Shishimad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Gosai Maharaj ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravajaka Charyasta Tarasada Shishimad Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Gosai Maharaj ki jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosai Thakur ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Gaur Kishoredas Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Rupanuga Guru Bharga ki jai. Namachari Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Dasha Raghunath Shad Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Premsi Go Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Bhagavad ki jai. Narottam Srinivas Shyamananda Prabhu ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vishvavarenya Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmalacharya Maharaj ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Sri Navadip Dham ki jai. Sri Ram Mayapur ki jai. Saparshada Sri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai. Saparshada Sri Mahaprabhu ki jai. Sri Koladvip ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Se Acharya Vrinda ki jai. Sokel Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Sevashram ki jai. Ganga Devi ki jai. Tulasi Maharani ki jai. Bhakti Devi ki jai. Sri Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Shri Radha Krishna Go Gopi Govardhan Shyam Kana Radhakunda Kalindi Yamuna Ju ki jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. All the assembled devotees ki jai. Shri Madhavendra Puri chira-dadhi-mahotsava ki jai. The divine disappearance day of Shri Madhavendra Puri ki jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.
Bhakti Pavan Janardhan Maharaj ki jai.